Folks, picture this: Willie Nelson, the outlaw country king who's outlived legends and dodged death rumors like bullets, finally opens up in a raw, no-holds-barred way about why he's at peace with the end coming. It's not what you'd expect from a guy who smoked more weed than most folks breathe air, and it's got everyone from Nashville to Austin buzzing, because his truth flips everything we think about life and dying on its head. Willie Nelson didn't just stumble into stardom, he clawed his way there through dirt roads and heartbreak that would break most men. Born in 1933 in tiny Abbott, Texas, during the Great Depression, Willie grew up picking cotton and singing gospel in church with his sister Bobby, who later became his piano player for decades. Their grandparents raised them after their parents split, teaching Willie guitar chords that stuck like glue, turning a poor kid's dreams into something real. By the 1950s, Willie was hustling as a DJ and songwriter in Houston, penning hits like Crazy for Patsy Cline and Night Life that Ray Price turned gold. But Nashville chewed him up, suits wanted him polished, but Willie was raw, with his nasal twang and jazz timing that didn't fit the mold. He packed up in 1972, headed back to Texas, where Austin's hippie scene embraced him, birthing the outlaw country movement alongside Waylon Jennings and Chris Christopherson. Those early years were wild. Tax troubles landed him in hot water with the IRS for millions, forcing him to auction off homes and gear, but fans rallied, buying it back for him. Willie bounced back with albums like Red-Headed Stranger in 1975, a concept record about murder and redemption that sold millions despite execs calling it junk. He formed the Highwaymen with Johnny Cash, Waylon, and Chris, superstars teaming up like Avengers for country fans, touring the world and proving age was just a number. Health scares peppered his path too. Pneumonia in the 80s nearly took him out, collapsing a lung after too many smokes and shows. But Willie quit cigarettes, switched to pot, which he credits for keeping him mellow and creative. Farm Aid started in 1985 after he heard about farmers losing land. He's raised billions since, fighting for family farms while strumming On the Road Again, his anthem for the endless tour life that's defined him. Family anchored him through chaos, 4 marriages, 7 kids, including Lucas and Micah who now play in his band. His first wife Martha sewed him in sheets and beat him with a broom once, fiery love that inspired songs. Then Shirley, brief and stormy, followed by Connie, mother to Paula and Amy, before Annie D'Angelo in 1991, his rock who stuck through thick and thin, helping him go vegan and stay fit. Willie's activism runs deep, advocating for biofuels, animal rights, and legal weed long before it was cool. In 2004, he got busted for pot in Louisiana, turning it into a punchline rather than a downfall. His book, The Tao of Willie, shares wisdom like living in the moment, drawing from Eastern philosophy he discovered young. Songs like Always on My Mind regret lost love, while Whiskey River drowned sorrows, connecting with folks who faced their own demons. Through it all, Willie's humor shines, joking about outliving doctors who warned him, or saying pot saved country music. At 92, he's released over 150 albums, the latest, Last Leaf on the Tree, in 2024, covering Bob Dylan tunes with his son producing. Collaborations with Snoop Dogg to Beyoncé show his reach, bridging generations in a divided America. But losses mounted. His son Billy's suicide in 1991 crushed him, the lowest point, making him question everything. He channeled grief into music, writing, Healing Hands of Time. Then sister Bobby died in 2022 at 91, his musical soulmate gone, leaving a void on stage. Chris Christopherson passed in 2024, prompting Willie to reflect on bonds that outlast time. Politics? Willie's danced around it, endorsing Democrats like Beto O'Rourke, criticizing walls and wars, but always circling back to unity through songs. His 4th of July picnics are American as apple pie, mixing rednecks and hippies under Texas stars. He's seen presidents come and go, from Carter inviting him to the White House to puffing with Chip. Resilience defines him. After COVID canceled tours in 2020, he streamed from home, keeping fans close. Health dips, like emphysema forcing him off smokes, but he bounces back, crediting yoga, dominoes, and family. Willie's not just surviving, he's thriving, proving hard living can lead to long life if you got heart. Stories abound. Once, he shot up his own house after a fight, or rescued 70 horses on his ranch. His bus, Honeysuckle Rose, is a rolling legend, filled with smoke and stories. Fans idolize him as a rebel saint, tattooing his braids and guitar trigger, scarred from years of play. As years pile up, Willie's pondered deeper stuff, reading about reincarnation in libraries as a kid, believing we come back to fix mistakes. It's not fear driving him, it's curiosity about what's next. In interviews, he shrugs off death hoaxes, posting pics lounging like, "Fooled you again." But lately, at 92, he's admitting truths that shock, knowing time's finite, wanting to use it wisely amid tours. No retiring for Willie, he said only losing breath would stop him singing. That honesty, raw and real, draws us in, making his story timeless. Expanding on his music, Stardust, in 1978 defied country norms with standards like "Georgia on My Mind," selling millions. Wanted, The Outlaws compilation with Waylon went platinum, kickstarting the outlaw era. His duets, Dolly Parton, Merle Haggard, build bridges. Personal tales, growing up, he wrote poems before songs, selling encyclopedias door to door. Air Force stint ended quick due to back issues, pushing him full into music. Nashville rejection built character, teaching him authenticity wins. Philanthropy, beyond farm aid, he supported LGBTQ rights, saying love is love. His cannabis company, Willie's Reserve, turns passion into business, advocating reform after arrests. Reflections grow poignant. In Roll Me Up and Smoke Me When I Die, his memoir, he jokes about afterlife, but seriously believes energy persists. Losses like Johnny Cash in 2003 reminded him life's fragile. Now, as Willie Nelson stares down his 90s, the conversations turn heavier, but he handles them with that signature grin and wisdom earned from a century of living. He's outlived so many peers, Merle Haggard, George Jones, even his Highwayman brothers, that reflections on the end feel natural, not morbid. In recent chats, like with The New Yorker in late 2025, he says he's feeling lucky at 92, thankful for every breath, every song, knowing not many make it this far still kicking. "I'm in pretty good shape, physically, for 92, he told them. "Woke up again this morning, so that's good. But it's the music that keeps him young," spending 8 months on the road in 2025, even earning 2 Grammy nods for February 2026. Health battles keep coming. Lungs battered from decades of cigarettes led him to quit smoking anything in 2019, but by 2025, he finally stopped smoking weed too, switching to edibles because his lungs just said no. "I can't smoke anything anymore," he admitted in a Forbes interview that year. "My lungs have already said, don't do that." Emphysema's been a tough foe, and he struggled through COVID-19 back in 2022, isolating but still writing songs. Pneumonia hit again in 2023, canceling shows, but Willie rebounds, crediting singing as lung therapy, the biggest muscle, he calls it. Doctors marvel at his stamina, touring at an age when most are in rocking chairs, but he knows the clock ticks louder now. In summer 2025, he missed several outlaw music festival dates due to unnamed health issues, scaring fans who feared the worst at 92.